love making decisions in your business? Most business owners dread it. Do you procrastinate in making a decision in your business? Most business owners wait until the very last second, minute before they have to make a decision. And to take our business forward, whether that be a department in a business or a complete business, to take it forward, we have to make decisions. And as a leader of your business, a leader of your department, your team look to you to make decisions. They see you as the leader and they want you to make decisions. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JT in the Raw, show 94. And today I'm going to give you 6, you'll be able to count them, 6 tips to build your confidence around making decisions in the business. 6 tips. Plus, I'm going to share the visionary entrepreneurs, Richard Branson's top 5, and we'll compare my 6 to his 5, and we'll see what the comparison is on how we make decisions in our business. Good morning, Jamie. Morning, Tony. Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Eugene. Good morning, Shauno. Good morning, Frosty. How is everyone? Welcome to JT in the Raw. Hey, Woz, how are you, mate? Are you back? Are you back from holidays? Morning, Carol over there in WA. I've got a shout out for you shortly. Welcome to JT in the Raw. Welcome to JT in the Raw, show 94, where I chew the thin on business. And my goal of this show is to help you think and do differently in your business. My goal at the end of this show is for you to think about what you're doing around decision making and then do differently around decision making. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Scott. Great to have you all on board early this morning. Right, shout outs first up. Got a shout out to the ARC team over there in Western Australia and the bit early this morning, isn't it? And the Hobart Aquatic Centre team. Thank you for picking me to do some work with you guys. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to working with you over the next couple of months on some massive projects in your business. Can't wait. And Carol, here's the shout out to you, all my friends over there in Western Australia. I'm coming over to speak at the PLAWA annual conference. Thank you, Andrew from Belgravia, for organising this opportunity for me. I'm doing 4 sessions, a couple on marketing, a couple on what's happening and trends around the world. So if you're in WA, make sure you get along to PLAWA and hopefully I'll catch up with you there. If you want to know the link to that conference, put WA in the comments below and I will share the link with you so you can come to that conference. Hey, last week I got some feedback. It was a good show. I thought it was a good show, but the feedback was I was a little bit excited and I yelled too much. So I'm tuning it back a little bit. Matty Cross, go the Cowboys. How are you over there in Dallas? So I'm tuning it back a little bit today. Not so much yelling and just a little bit more focus on decision making. Okay, but last week I talked about rifle shots and cannonballs. Rifle shots and cannonballs. If you missed show 93, put 93 in the comments below and I'll share with you that show because that show did rate very well. I had a lot of views and it's where I talk about how we make changes in our business, and then we should be firing rifle shots rather than cannonballs so the momentum of the business does not stop. If you missed the show, 93 in the comments below. Morning, Deb. Morning, Nicole. 93 in the comments, and I'll share that show with you. It rated really well, so thank you for everybody that watched and shared that show. I did have a few people reach out to me, and they said this. Let me just turn this around a fraction. There we go. And I had a few people reach out to me, and they said this. I get what you mean, JT, but my problem is decision making. Where do I start? How do I start? How do I start with making a decision? Which gave me the topic for today. Remember, I want you to think and do different around your decision making moving forward. That sun is going to really piss me off. Here we go. How's that? That's better. Now you can see my beautiful face. Okay, morning Chantel. How are you over there around the corner? Chris Stevenson, how are you going, mate? Hope you're well. Okay, here are my 6 tips. My 6 tips to decision making. My 6 tips to decision making. I'm going to give them all to you first up. Number 1, know all the facts. Number 2, always focus on the end point. Number 3, get your oxygen hit. Number 4, use a balance sheet approach. Number 5, learn from your mistakes and reevaluate. And number 6, speak with your peers. Want them again? Know the facts. Always focus on the end point. Get your oxygen hit. Use a balance sheet. Learn from your mistakes and reevaluate. And speak with your peers. Now, here's the plan this morning, ladies and gentlemen. You got to do some freaking work. While I talk to you, morning Matty Fletcher, and I go through each of those 6 individually, I want you to be thinking, is that a strength or a weakness in what you do when it comes to decision making? Is it a strength or is it a weakness when it comes to your decision making? If it's something you want to work on, and I just want you to pick one of these 6 to work on, I want you to put that in the comments below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 in the comments below as we go through. Morning, James Hunt. Just been on the last on that plane. Okay, here we go. Number 1, know all the facts. As a leader of your business, as a leader of your department, as a leader of your team, your job is to gather all the facts, not some of the facts, all of the facts, do all the necessary due diligence in order to make the appropriate decision that's right for your business. Often I see we don't gather all the facts, we just get a clump of facts. We need to get them all. That might mean talking with our team. That may well mean that we need to talk to our customer, getting some more advice from our customer. It might be drilling down on our P&L. It might be extracting data out of that CRM package. Whatever it is, we have a responsibility before making a decision to gather all the facts and do our due diligence on that decision and the impact that it may well make on our business. Okay, so if you think this is a weakness and this is something you want to work on, you might be putting 1 in the comments. But wait, there are 5 more. I only want you to work on 1 of these. But if you like that one, give me a love heart right now. If you like the idea of before making a decision, going to the extra effort and gathering all the data, give me a love heart right now. That's something that shows me that you are starting to think about that one in your decision-making process. Okay, number 2, always focus on the end point. I want you to think about this in your decision-making. And it's this: what is the result of the decision you want? What is the result of the decision that you want? I want you to consider all the possible outcomes, and I want you to think about those scenarios in order to get the result that you want. So again, this may be the one you need to think about with decision making. Do I actually think about what is the result that I'm trying to achieve up here? What is the result I'm trying to achieve up here? And therefore, what decisions do I need to make? So don't just look at the problem or the decision in isolation. Look at it as a big impact, as a massive impact. Hey, check this out, guys. Look at that little magpie down there joining us for JT in the Raw. Good to see you, Aggie. Okay. Morning, Cameron. How are you? Okay, number 3 is this one. Get your oxygen hit. Before sitting down to think and make your decision, before sitting down and thinking and making your decision, get some oxygen into your brain, get some oxygen into your body. So this could be a workout. It could be a meditation session. It could be just going for a power walk. But the fresh scenery will stimulate your creativity. The oxygen will help you think a little bit differently. You will feel better. You'll gain fresh perspective on the current decision that you've got to make. So before finalizing that decision, Get out there, change scenery, get some oxygen into your body. Maybe this is something you need to do, because often in business, because we're under time pressure, we actually don't get that oxygen in. So I want you to think about this. Before I make a decision, maybe I need to go for a power walk for 10, 15 minutes, then come back and make that final decision. Sign that piece of paper. Do whatever we need to do. But I want you to think about, is this something you need to do? Number 3, get that oxygen hit. Okay, number 4, what's number 4? Use a balance sheet approach. So when you need to make a decision, I want us to put all the pros of that decision and all the cons of that decision. It's a bit like a seesaw, you know what I mean? It's let's get everything, we do a brain dump. Let's get all the pros of that decision. Let's get all the cons of that decision up so we can visually see it. I'm imagining a big whiteboard in your office where you've got a title at the top of the decision, all the pros, all the cons that we're making. And I'd like to leave that up there for 2 or 3 days so it percolates. Again, this is an important component of decision making in our business. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Let's get those pros and cons up, and let's think about it for a couple of days before signing that new lease, before employing that new person, before buying that new equipment. Whatever that decision may be, let's think about it for a bit. Use the balance sheet approach. If you like this one, give me a love heart. Give me a love heart if you like the concept of a balance sheet approach to making our decision and taking our time by weighing up the pros and the cons. Number 5. I think that's Maddie Fletcher and Susan and Eugene and Carol giving me some love there on that number 4. Number 5. No shit Sherlock on this one. Learn from your mistakes and reevaluate. You will make incorrect business decisions. You will not always make the best decisions. Accept that. It's normal. It's human nature. It's okay to make mistakes. What is not okay about decision making is not to learn from those mistakes. So when you make a mistake, I want you to learn from that mistake, reevaluate, and don't make it again. Learn from what you did right and learn from what you did wrong. Learn from what you did right and learn from what you did wrong. Reevaluate so that when you make decisions moving forward, you can take all of those things into perspective to get the right decision the next time. I think in business, sometimes we're not prepared to be honest with ourselves around our decision making, and we don't reevaluate. We just go, oh, well, that was a mistake. Let's reevaluate the process that we went through. Let's reevaluate how we came up with that decision and decide if that was the appropriate process. Then that will help us determine what we need to do moving forward. Number 6. Oh, by the way, if you like number 5, give me a love heart now. Give me a love heart now if you think you can learn from your mistakes in decision making and reevaluate so we don't make the same mistake over and over again. Number 6, this is a beauty and I love this one. This is my personal favourite. Speak with your peers. After nearly 30 years in business, I've got 2 very scary facts for you. And someone's got to tell you this, and it's going to be me today. 2 scary facts. Number 1, you don't know everything. You don't know everything. You don't know everything. And number 2, there's a higher than average chance that someone in your industry has had to make the same decision previously, or at least a similar one. 2 scary facts. Number 1, you don't know everything. Number 2, someone in your industry has probably had to make exactly the same decision, if not a similar decision to you. And after facilitating nearly 200 meetings of the industry leaders roundtable in the fitness industry over the past 11 years, I have seen the absolute power and the profound results of speaking with peers. Speaking with peers to help make your decisions. Collaboration is an immensely powerful and beneficial step in order to make the right decisions. Don't be afraid to reach out to your peers and say, hey, this is the lease that I'm looking at signing. What do you think? Have I missed anything? I'm looking at relocating in my business. What do you think? I'm looking at employing somebody and I'm just needing to go through a few things. Can I talk to you about it because you've employed someone previously and I haven't? Speak with your peers in that decision-making process. Matty Fletcher's saying yes, yes, yes. He is on the Personal Trainers Industry Leaders Roundtable here in New South Wales. And he uses that roundtable to absolutely clarify his decision-making. Marissa says, we appreciate our peer support. Yes, you do. You guys do a great job over there in Stevenson's Fitness. So that's number 6. Number 6, give me a love heart if you think that is a really powerful tool to the decision-making process. Whether you're making a decision for a sporting team, a department, or even a business, collaborate with your peers. Reach out and say to them, hey, can I get some advice? You've been through this. What do you think? All right. Now, here's where the work starts, guys. JT and the Raw is not about just listening. It's about you doing some shit as well. Okay, I need you to think and do differently moving forward. Which one of these 6 are you going to work on in your decision making, let's say, over the next 30 days? Let's say over the next 30 days, which of the 6 will you work on? And I want you to put the number in the comments below. Is it gathering all the facts, getting the due diligence? Is it actually knowing the end point, the result that you want to achieve, and then working backwards? Is it getting that oxygen hit before you make that decision? Is it using the balance sheet approach? Is it learning from your previous mistakes and reevaluating? G'day, Eric over there. Or is it speaking with your peers? Nicole saying number 2, looking at the end point. Frosty saying speaking with your peers. Susan saying speaking with your peers. So join the fun. Matty Cross is saying speaking with your peers. Matty, you got a bunch of friends, bunch of colleagues over there at Anytime Fitness in the US where you can gather that information. Same with you, James. Being part of a franchise is a really powerful way to gather information in order to make decisions. Okay, so those 6 again, whether you're watching live or on replay, join the fun and put in the comments. Is it knowing the facts? Is it focusing on the end point? Is it getting your oxygen hit before you make that final decision? Is it using the balance sheet approach, getting it up on the wall and seeing it for a couple of days before making a decision? Is it learning from previous business decisions and evaluating them so the process is refined? Or is it speaking with your peers? I want you to put 1 through to 6. Brett McPherson, you're on the train this morning, I'm sure. So you're saying number 2, always focusing on the end point. That's awesome. Okay, now as promised, because I'm no expert, let's turn to an expert. Richard Branson, the entrepreneur of the world, Sir Richard Branson. Tony Zanata's saying number 5, learning from your mistakes. Awesome. So here's what Richard Branson says. He's got 5 tips. Don't judge a book by its cover. Do your homework. Avoid making decisions in isolation. Do everything you can to reduce risk and give it time. Those 5 from Richard Branson. Don't judge a book by its cover. Do your homework. Avoid making decisions in isolation. Do everything you can do to reduce risk and give it time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's compare. Let's compare JT6 with Richard Branson's 5. And from what I can see, he says doing your homework, which I'm going to say is gathering all the facts, doing your due diligence. He says avoid making decisions in isolation. I say speak with your peers. Isn't that the same? He says give it time. I say use a balance sheet approach, put it on a whiteboard and have it up on the wall. That's 3 out of my 6. We're at least 50% right. I've got the same thoughts as Richard Branson. I'm not quite sure I have the same net worth as Richard Branson, and I'm pretty positive I don't have the same success. But it's intriguing that we both think along similar lines with at least 3 of those same things. So your homework over the next 30 days is to pick one of the 6 that I talked about, one of the 6. Put it in the comments below, and I want you to work on that to improve your decision making. I want you to think about, is it knowing all the facts? Is it doing all your homework? Is it doing that due diligence? Number 1, if that's what you're going to work on, put that in the comments. Number 2, focus on the end point. What's the result that you want to achieve from your decisions? Start with that and then work backwards. That's number 2. Get your oxygen hit before you actually make that final decision. Have a workout, do some meditation, get the blood flowing through your body and increase that oxygen. Number 4, use a balance sheet approach. Get the pros and the cons up on a whiteboard. Look at it for a couple of days before you actually make the decision. Learn from your mistakes, reevaluate that process, or is it number 6, speak with your peers. Speak with people who have already been through and made those decisions, so that minimizes the chance of you making a bad decision. Not bad. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Hope it was relevant for you in business. Hope it really resonated for you. And if it did, give me a love heart right now. I just want to know whether what I'm talking about today means something to you, either as a gym owner, as a business owner, as a department owner, even if you're a coach of a sporting team and you're going to make some tough decisions. Give me a love heart if this resonates with you. And if you think you know anybody who may benefit from improving their decision making, just tag them in the comments below. Just put that little @ symbol, type their name, hit enter, and they'll be able to get a tag that'll tell them to watch this show. Thanks for the love heart, guys. I'm very grateful for all those love hearts. Thank you. But please tag anyone in the comments below, whether you're watching live or on replay, if you know anyone that could benefit from watching this show. Okay, what's happening? Why am I in full kit today? It's not often I'm wearing my full active management kit, because in about 2 hours, I'm doing a Q&A, live Facebook Q&A for all our active management members. That's going to be on the active management members closed Facebook team and closed Facebook group. So if you're in there, see you at 10 o'clock. I've got a few questions to answer, particularly around KPIs and around wages that have been asked. If you're not a member and you want to become a member, put member in the comments below and I will send you the link to be able to become a member. It's only $49 and you can join that group. Okay, so what's Frosty saying? Got to pick my starting netball team for Saturday. Go the Gazelles. Well, Frosty, the 10-1 start their season tomorrow as well. The Beecroft 10-1s are up against Aggies, and I also have to make a tough decision today on who's going to be in my starting team. So I can empathise with you, mate. I can empathise exactly with you. All right. So, guys, before I tune off for the day, I've just got one final thought for you, and it's the quote of the week. Quote of the week. Matty Cross, thanks for sharing with Steve Cross. Hope he enjoys it. Nicole, thanks for sharing with Lindsay Black over there. Okay, here we go. Quote of the week. Take your business forward with decisions. Take your business forward with decisions. And as a leader, your staff, your team, look for you to lead by making decisions. Take your business forward with decisions, and as a leader, your staff look for you to lead by making decisions. That's pretty deep. It's pretty long. One more time. Take your business forward with decisions, and as a leader, your staff will look for you to lead by making decisions. Hey, thanks for tuning in to JT and the Raw Show 94. We're on the same bat time every week, 8 o'clock Sydney time. Work it out wherever you are locally. Love you to tune in. Love you to share the show. I really appreciate everybody viewing live. It's awesome. And people that come back and watch on replay, thanks for getting to all the way to the end of JT and the Raw. And you guys have an awesome weekend. I'll catch you on the flip side.